Okay, let's talk about side hustles. But I'm not talking about that endless gig work, the kind that barely pays the bills. Nope. Today, we're actually building a blueprint, a plan for earning smarter, not just harder. Because let's be real, your most precious resource, it's your time.
And this quote, man, it just hits the nail on the head, right? When you're in your 20s, maybe you can just throw more hours at a problem. But as life gets, well, busier, that old model just completely breaks down. You can't just work more. The focus has to shift from working harder to working smarter. And that's exactly what this blueprint is all about. So that brings us to the big question. What's your blueprint going to be? Look, we're not just going to throw a generic list of ideas at you. That's not helpful. What we're doing here is giving you a framework, a way to think, so you can design the perfect side hustle that actually fits your life, your skills, and what you really want to achieve.
Okay, so we've basically boiled down all the most effective strategies into three, let's call them core pillars. Pretty much every successful, time-efficient side hustle you can think of, it's going to fall into one of these three categories. So let's dive in and break them down. All right, here they are, the big three. Number one, leveraging the professional skills you already have. Number two, using your physical ability to do in-demand services. And number three, activating assets you already own. So as we go through each of these paths, I want you to be thinking, which one of these feels like me? All right, let's start with path number one, leveraging your expertise. Honestly, this is probably the most direct path to a high-income side hustle. Why? Because you're monetizing something you've already spent years building, your professional skills and your knowledge. And I mean, just look at the earning potential here. We are talking serious hourly rates. Take bookkeeping. That can pull in a steady $60 an hour, maybe even on retainer. Then you look at the tech world. Skills like technical writing or this wild new field of AI prompt engineering, yeah, where you're literally the person telling AIs what to create, those can easily clear $150 an hour. Why? Because the demand is just absolutely exploding right now. And the opportunities here are just huge. I'm talking web development, SEO consulting, social media ad management. You could even do corporate consulting on the side. The core idea, the principle is super simple. Find a high-value skill you use in your day job and then package it up as a focused, profitable service you can offer to other people. Okay, but maybe you're thinking, the last thing I want after my day job is more screen time. And hey, I get that. That brings us perfectly to our second path. Work with your hands. This is for anyone who wants to get out there, do something tangible, and provide physical services that people in your own community really genuinely need. Just think about this for a second. A single, really good mobile car detail, that could net you up to $300 for one job. The demand for this stuff is massive, especially in suburban areas. Plus, you get that immediate satisfaction of seeing a job well done. It's tangible. Or how about this one? Becoming a mobile notary. A single appointment to sign loan documents can earn you up to $150. And that's for a pretty short, focused task. I mean, talk about incredible time for money efficiency. That's the name of the game. And just think about all the other local services that are always in demand. Handyman work, pressure washing, junk removal. The best part about these? The barrier to entry is super low. You can literally find your first clients this weekend on platforms like Nextdoor or even your local Facebook marketplace. All right, on to our third and final path. And this one requires a pretty fundamental shift in your mindset. It's called Activate Your Assets. This is where we finally stop trading our time directly for money and we start making the things we already own work for us. So think about it like this. On one side, you've got the classic time for money model. You only get paid when you're actively working, right? Clocking in, clocking out. But on the other side, you have the asset for money model. This is where your property or your space or something you created can generate income for you with way less active involvement. So what kind of assets are we talking about here? Well, do you have a car that just sits in the driveway most of the week? You could rent it out on Turo. What about that empty garage or spare room? You could rent it out for storage on a site like Neighbor. Heck, even a clever product idea can be an asset. You could license it to a manufacturer and collect royalties. This asset model is especially powerful in the world of e-commerce. A great example is print on demand. Here's how it works. You create one single digital design, a cool t-shirt idea, whatever. That design is now your asset. When a customer buys a shirt with that design, a totally different company handles all the printing and shipping. You see, you do the creative work once, and that asset can keep earning for you, potentially forever. This path also covers things like creating user-generated content for brands or even flipping cool finds from the thrift store. That's a fancy term called retail arbitrage. Or maybe building a niche newsletter. Every single one of these involves creating or finding an asset that has the potential to pay you back many, many times over for that initial time investment. So there you have it, 3 distinct blueprints for building a smarter side hustle. You can leverage your expertise, you can work with your hands, or you can activate your assets. We've laid out the plans for you. Now, the only question left is, which one are you going to build?